All right, well, cement is dry. It's the next day, and it's pretty solid. So now what I have to do is I have to make sure that the stringers as a whole is level. And then once I have that level and tacked back in, then I will figure out where my steps where they're level on the stringer from that point. And then I'll take them off, cut them both exactly the same, and go from there. Yeah, buddy. So the stringers are gonna have the runs and the rise, or the rise and the run. And between the two of them, they typically are around, from what I'm told, 17 to 18 inches between the two of them, because I'm assuming that's kind of the natural stride of a human step. So between the two of them, you want 18 inches. So the way that I'm going to do it is 7 up on the rise, 11 over on the run. Yeah, okay. Probably take them off to do the rest of them, and then cut them, rise, run, all the way up, both sides exactly the same, retack them exactly where they are. All right. Boom. Get in there, but don't touch the post. You never have enough clamps. These things are handy in a pinch. So you probably don't use these too often, but when you need them, they're kind of handy. So what we're doing is 11, 7, based on our line that we drew out there while we were level. So putting it at the 11, lining it up level, getting it at 7. It's perfect. So what we do is we're going to clamp. Okay. And we'll try this here. Okay. Okay, now we have a jig. Bingo. Okay, let's count them. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15, we did it. We brought it over to the other side, as you saw, and it works perfectly. I mean, it fits perfectly. So now that we know that, we can draw. We're just gonna line them up perfectly, draw the exact same thing on the other side, and then cut them out, tack them up. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna throw a couple of these lag screws in. They're thicker, bigger, kind of expensive. So the reason we're doing that is to add some shear strength to each one. So we'll kind of pilot hole a regular screw in, pull it out, and then throw one of these in, and that should add quite a bit of shear strength. So, alrighty. Ready for another day? Boom. All right, so what we're doing today is we're finishing up the stairs. And so the part of the stairs that you step on is called the tread. And we are using 2x12 material of pressure treated wood to create our treads. They're just a smidge over 3 feet each. So we'll cut 3-foot measures, and then we will tack them on to the stringers. So I just realized something, and that's that my treads, my 2x12 tread material is probably not going to, I'm not going to be able to cut it with my miter saw. My miter saw may not cut that far. In fact, I'm fairly certain it's not. So I'm gonna try something and see if it works. I'm gonna do it from one side and then cut it from the other and see if that works. So. Okay, just as I suspected, yeah, it's not gonna go all the way through. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip it over. Okay. So now we can just lift that up. Uh-oh. Okay, just a minor hiccup. Taking the spacer board off, the top of the screw head stripped off, and so we'll just use the Sawzall to cut that off. Sawzall. So we've got all our treads cut to size. So now what we have to do is we have to just send about 4 screws on each side to ensure that that's on there nice and tight. And so we'll do that now, and then we'll be able to use it safely. That's it. Go. Yeah. Did not make sense. There we go. What do you think? Let's walk down it together, shall we? Okay. High five at the end. Okay. Boom. Okay, so this may not be necessary, but I just think that it couldn't hurt, and I got the material to do it, so I'm gonna just add some support underneath the stringers. I'm gonna attach it to the inside underneath the stringers, just to add a little bit of shear strength. Okay, so what we're doing is we just take this, okay, and basically we're gonna just come underneath this here on this side and tack it inside, and it'll just give a little extra shear support this way. Okay, just to show you what we did, we just tacked that on with 4 screws, and that just gives extra shear strength. All right. Just tying a string all the way around, like wrapping it, and finding where my the lowest common denominator, I guess, or the highest common denominator, something like that. But anyway, this is my boy, rock and roll. All right. So now what we'll do is we'll just move the screws on the 4 posts down until I have level from side to side, and that I have a place for that handrail to be tacked on all 6 posts. So I hope that makes sense. If not, you will see. All right, so we have level, side to side level. And so this one here had to come down from up here all the way down to here. So this will be the top of the handrail on this side, and that'll be equal with that side as well. So this is just a guide for us to know this is where our posts will look the best. So of course I'll have to cut these down here. You know, I'll have to cut them to the right size. Yep. Okay. Okay, what I'm doing here is I'm made a line where the string came around. Okay, and then I'm using this only as a straight edge. Okay, it's a very long board, so might as well use it as a straight edge. Okay, and I just make a pencil mark right there, and that's the chunk that'll come off. And then I'll take this same board after I've cut away this angled chunk on all three, and then I will set this board on top and tack it down, and that will be my handrail on both sides. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to cut this with the Sawzall. It doesn't need to be perfectly clean. I do want it as neat as possible, but probably a good idea to wear gloves. Chore like this. So boom. All right. It's not perfect, but it's the right angle. So it should be pretty good. We'll see. There we go. Should be same. Okay, so it's flush here. Okay, let's clean up. All right, so we completed the stairs. We still need to either put down the pavers or gravel down on the bottom, just to make that bottom step not so high off the air. And that was kind of on purpose because I didn't want to have it too low to the ground, and I wanted to be able to control that. But if I was going to do anything different, I think that what we would do is we would make the handrail higher. We'd raise it up some, but all in all, it's sturdy as can be and works well. So yeah, and we'll have to linseed oil the lumber yet, just to protect it from the elements. But overall, pretty good project, wouldn't you say, son? Yeah, fun project. Did it in a weekend. Price was probably around, I would say, we're looking at about $200 to $250. And this is 2021, so lumber prices are, we've come down a bit, but they're still quite high, relatively speaking, to like 2019, early 2020. So yeah, so we got ourselves a much more convenient way up the hill. No longer do we have to be a professional rock climber or
climb the driveway.
climb the driveway. So anyway, give us a like, subscribe, comment,
hit the bell so that you get alerted anytime we have a new video. We have a few more coming up sooner than later, food related, and so blessings. God bless you all, and that's it. Adios. Say goodbye.
Bye.
All right.